Well, good morning and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Delighted to have you with us on this Thursday morning, although kind of a gray one outside. May have a chance of showers off and on. But temperatures in the 70s, not bad. Not bad. We can live with it. It's an open phone edition, 2 hours worth, whatever you'd like to chat about at 752-6111. Toll free number in the state of Michigan is 866-790 WSGW, and outside the state of Michigan or inside 989-752-6111 will put you in touch with us. We would love to chat with you. We have talked about electric vehicles so often on the show. It's like one of the main topics every now and then. But every time you turn around, there is more news on electric vehicles. And Mary Barra, the head of General Motors, says GM, this is a headline from the Free Press, by the way, GM may double revenues as it pivots to increased capacity for EV assembly at factories. And part of this announcement indicated that some Michigan factories may be revamped to produce electrical vehicles. GM is about to introduce a new Chevrolet Equinox SUV EV. And here is the big news about this one. At least this is the way I look at it. A $30,000 vehicle up until now. I mean, if you wanted an electric vehicle, all electric vehicle, you were paying big money. So we are seeing the beginning of pricing of EVs in the same range as petrol fuels. So according to General Motors, the Chevrolet Equinox SUV EV will be priced at $30,000. They're also introducing a whole new other line of EVs. And GM told investors the automaker is likely to build a new truck battery plant in the U.S. in the future. And it will be interesting to see about the employment side of things. Barra has said no GM employee will lose their jobs because of EVs. As a matter of fact, they'll probably be hiring more if they can find them. Now, it doesn't say anything that I saw. I may have missed it. I didn't read the entire article. But I did not see anything on the range of that new Equinox. That will be interesting to see if they have managed to stretch, I should say, the reasonable useful mileage on the vehicle. That to me is that's my measuring stick, if you will. How many miles do I get before I need to charge the vehicle? I used to say, well, I want 1,000. Well, I know that 1,000 is unrealistic, particularly at this stage of development of batteries. But I don't think that 500 is an unrealistic number. And Tesla has said that they're coming out with some vehicles that will get 400. So they are moving in that direction. Now, anyone who has driven an EV will know that mileage is under absolute perfect conditions. What do I mean by that? Well, if you buy a gas-powered car today, you will get two numbers, city driving and highway driving. And there will be a combined number. So let's say your car is 20 around the city and 30 around the highway, and maybe your combined number is 25, 26, somewhere in there. And most people probably also know that it's very hard to achieve those numbers. Well, it's also true of electric vehicles. The manufacturer tells you the range of the vehicle. Well, I'll give you an example. I drove a Volkswagen ID4, which is their SUV, electric, all electric. And the range was a little over 300 miles, which in today's world, not bad. But the minute you turned the vehicle on and did anything electrical, your mileage went down. So in my drive of the Volkswagen ID4, it was on a rather warm series of days. So what do? I do what every driver does. Turn on the air conditioning. The minute you turn on the air conditioning, your mileage drops to 250. You eat up a certain percentage of that battery reserve with all of the electrical systems that you have on the vehicle. And remember, nothing else is providing power. You don't have a standby generator. You don't have anything. It's all coming out of the batteries. So while technically in a perfect world, you could get 300 and some odd miles out of that battery if you don't turn anything else on, the reality is you turn on the air conditioner or the heater in the wintertime. You turn on the radio. Thank you very much. Well, guess what? That'll affect your mileage. Anything you do electrically will affect your mileage. So while they give you that nice rosy number, don't expect to achieve that number. But if they gave me a number of 500 and I lost 50 miles because I turned on the air conditioner, well, I can live with that. That would get me to Detroit and back more with ample reserve. And that's my measuring stick. Can I get to Detroit and back without charging the vehicle? And remember, we're measuring it by today's standards. By today's standards, there are not charging stations at every filling station. There are not charging stations on every block. If there were, I mean, if the ability to charge your vehicle was as convenient as it is to get gasoline today, well, then I might say, okay, if you give me 300 miles and I know I can find a charging station, I might be willing to look at it. But that's not reality right now. Now, there are more and more coming online, granted. And there's going to be more and more money put them coming online, granted that too. But the day's not here. And for me to say, okay, I'm going to move into the EV marketplace, I'm going to want convenience. Time will tell. The other thing General Motors is announcing is a whole bunch of new technology, including improvements to their hands-free driving system, which you can get on the, I know the new Cadillac EV has it. They're making improvements to that so that it can be used on other vehicles. It's all revolving around technology. You don't hear them talking about the size of the gasoline engine, the horsepower of the gasoline engine, the foot torques. You don't hear that. All you hear about is EVs. Every time they talk about the future, every time they make statements about what their investments are going to be, it comes back to the electric vehicle. The day will come when, if you want a new car, you're going to be almost forced into an electric vehicle. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but we're getting closer. We're certainly closer than we were, 5-10 years ago, that's for sure. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out. I found that headline interesting, that they may double their revenues simply by pivoting to electric vehicles at General Motors. Lines open for you here on WSGW, and I think it's time to maybe give away a little money. It's time to play the WSGW Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hiss and Company in downtown Bay City. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following word online at WSGW.com. The word this hour is father, Father. I really, truly love my father. It's an Alpha Media company-wide contest. Must be 18 or older to play. One winner chosen each day. Complete rules at WSGW.com. It's Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hiss and Company on WSGW. We will take a break and we'll be back with more on the Art Lewis Show. Lines are open for you this morning.
Spectrum Business knows small businesses are always looking to cut expenses. That's why we offer the best value on fast internet and phone. But we wanted to do more. So, how does 1 month free sound? Get 200 megabit per second internet for $49.99 a month and business phone for $19.99 a month. And right now, you can get 1 month of internet and phone and even TV for free. 258-5887 and switch to Spectrum Business. Restrictions apply.
Did you get all the stimulus money for you and your family? Do you have children and didn't know you could receive monthly child tax credit payments? You can claim your monthly child tax credit payments and missing stimulus payments, even if you don't file a traditional tax return. Visit ssa.gov/EIP to learn how you can apply online. Get the money your family deserves. Visit ssa.gov/EIP. Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
The whole goal is to point people to something bigger.
What if and covered more than one side of the story? Not just the who or the what, but the why. What if it took you closer?
It's information and people want it.
So you can make up your own mind. What if the news lets you think for yourself? Introducing a new point of view, yours. Newsy. Watch Newsy free on your TV. Learn more at newsy.com.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There's a new encouraging read on the job market. There were 326,000 new claims for unemployment benefits last week, a decline of 38,000 from the week before, and a better than expected reading. Continuing claims, the number of those still receiving benefits also dropped to 2. Economists were expecting the labor market to stabilize last week after the impact of Hurricane Ida and also the recent summer spike in COVID cases. The number of continuing claims has been pushed down by the expiration of supplemental federal benefits. Stock futures have been moving higher, helped by the possibility of a short-term debt limit extension. Twitter shares are higher after the company announced plans to sell its mobile ad business, MoPub, to AppLovin. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
This year, the Tunnel is honoring heroes with 200 mortgage-free homes, a never-forget walk, more than 500 miles through 6 states in 42 days, culminating at Ground Zero on 9/11, Towers of Light tributes, a ceremony to read names aloud for those lost to 9/11 illness, and names of all lost in the War on Terror are being read on Veterans Day. Donate $11 a month at t2t.org.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcast. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Research shows people remember radio ads that remind them of the past. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's an ad that'll really take you back.
Back in my day, I heard a voice from the radio say, Liberty Mutual customizes my home insurance so I only pay for what I need. I'm getting on in years now, but heavens to Betsy, there are some things an old fella like me just never forgets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. So how do you clean your nose? Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Let's get to our phones. Mark is in Freeland. Mark, good morning. Morning, Mark. Mark, are you there? Mark?
Hello.
Is this Mark?
Yep, this is.
Hey, good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Good morning.
There we go. Hey, about the electric car, I'll tell you what I've found with some of those. I've been doing drivability for over 30 years, and so I thought I'd get into the Chevy Volts and see what they're all about as they start to fail and where they fail, and just go to the next generation. What they do is what General Motors and a lot of the manufacturers are doing is they change the chemistry every couple of years on those batteries, and you can't get batteries for them. So you pay $40,000 for a Chevy Volt, and 8 years later, when the battery's out of warranty, it's $13,000 for the battery.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard horror stories about the battery prices.
Yes, well, so the car is junk, and the reason they're junk is if those cells all are monitored by the body or by the battery control module. Well, it has to see that GM cell. You can't take a cell out of a Prius and put it in there.
Right.
Just buy a pack of Duracells and put it in there, and you got a car again. And all the manufacturers are doing that. A friend of mine has a Tesla that's it's a 17 Tesla that one of the cells went bad. Well, they take the battery out and they rebuild it, which is what they're doing is they take the battery apart, find good cells, and build a battery out of the cells that are left. So once those cells are used up, it's over. So the car lasts more than 10 years and is never going to happen.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how they resolve that, because I would think it would be in their best interest to make the batteries in a way that they're retroactive to previous vehicles. It would seem to me that they could put a chip in there that can be read that'll tell the computer that battery's okay for that car.
Well, they could, but then the chemistry is different on the battery because they're changing the chemistry all the time.
Yeah, they're changing the chemistry, but wait a minute now. They're changing the chemistry. I understand that. They could change the chemistry, but still have a chip in that battery that'll allow it to run on older vehicles. Because remember this, you can change the chemistry of the battery. That doesn't change the electricity coming out of the battery. DC is DC, AC is AC. The electrons move back and forth in the same way.
Right, exactly. But the problem is when they go to charge, they don't charge at the same rate. So the other ones will get hotter faster, and you don't get a balanced cell battery.
That may be true, in which case you would have some kind of, listen, I am convinced they can build the technology into the cars with artificial intelligence that there is today, that a charging system, for example, will know which kind of battery it's dealing with and how to charge it. That's not beyond reality.
They can, but I don't think they're going to.
That's a whole nother subject, isn't it?
Why wouldn't they do that on the Volt?
Well, the Volt. Wait, let's make sure we clarify our terms here. The Volt is not an all-electric vehicle. The bolt is, but not the volt. The volt has a 3-cylinder generator that goes with it, so that when the battery goes down, you can keep driving. The bolt is all electric, and the volt was very early technology when you think about it. That and the Prius have been around a while, and they were really early technology. But I am convinced if an automaker wants to do it, they can create technology to read I'm into radio controlled boats and things of that nature, and I use a variety of batteries. I have a charger downstairs. When I plug the battery in, it knows what kind of battery it is, it knows the capacity, and it knows how much to charge it. And these batteries are of different chemistries. If I can do that in my basement with a little RC charger, I'm sure the auto industry can do it.
Because what they're doing is they're changing those chemistries, and so what they've done so far is they quit making those cells. So yeah, you can take the battery out of your remote control boat and put another battery in there, but can you mix 3 different kinds of batteries together?
Yeah, you can, but the reality is you're not going to do that in an automobile. You're going to have similar cells. I still say the charger will be able to identify and charge properly. Time will come. And I think, eventually, if they want to sell electric cars at a reasonable price and get people to buy them, they're going to have to do stuff like that. Otherwise, the market's going to linger and nobody's going to buy them. All right. I got to run, Mark, but good conversation. Yeah, go ahead.
Prius, you can change them, but the cells.
Yeah. All right. Good enough, my friend. Yeah. Appreciate the call. Thanks. Let's go up to Bay City and talk to Mike. Mike, good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yep, gotcha.
Okay, I'm just wondering, I'm not an electrician or anything, and they're going to develop as we go, but the power grid that delivers, if you got 4 or 5 people on the same road that are looking to put chargers in, I know there's something about to do with amperage. Well, the power structure that we have, it's kind of old most places. Will they be able to handle 5 or 6, chargers in a row on a street?
Sure.
How that works.
Oh, yeah. No, they will. They'll have capacity. The power companies will tell you that they have the capacity to do that without a problem.
And every house on the road where I thought, they'd be able to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe they were pulling too much.
The question is, will they be able to deliver all that power while they're in this transition mode between fossil fuels and renewable energy? That is solar cells, windmills, and all that stuff. That's the question.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way. Yeah, I guess you're right.
So who knows? I mean, but right now, anyway, no problem. They can handle it.
Okay, I just wondered, but
yep.
I guess everything evolves as they find out something they add and subtract.
Oh, exactly. This is new technology. I mean, I can't imagine, for example, the cars of today that are electric resembling anything of the vehicles of the future. 30 years down the road, probably won't recognize them. They'll be so advanced. Listen, innovation leads the way, and they keep coming up with these new battery systems and new chemistries, and batteries get bigger and better. Who knows what the road will be?
We saw that with the carburetors, how they evolved.
Sure.
Alone.
Yeah, the basic gas automobile. Look at the Model T versus some modern vehicle today. You wouldn't recognize them other than the fact they have 4 wheels.
Yeah, they catch up pretty quick.
Yeah, they do. All right, my friend. Thanks for calling.
Okay,
have a good one, Mike. Yep. Take care. Bye-bye now. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111. Toll free, 866-790 WSGW. Talk to you about my friends at Krejak's house. I'll do that next hour. You know what? Krejak's house is open. We'll just leave it there. We'll talk about Krejak's next hour. We'll take a break this hour, and we will be back with more calls. Sean, hang on. You'll be up next.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well thought out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-do you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
For almost 20 years, Linex has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Linex have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty, no yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car and protect it year-round.
Linex is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So, while a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
If you've got a small business, you know there's nothing more valuable than your time. So why waste it at the post office? Stamps.com makes it easy to mail and ship right from your computer. No special equipment. You're an office sending invoices, a side hustle Etsy shop, or a full-blown warehouse shipping out orders. Stamps.com will make your life easier. You'll even get exclusive discounts on postage and shipping from USPS and UPS. And their new Rate Advisor tool lets you compare shipping rates across carriers so you always find the best option. Save time and money with Stamps.com. There's no risk, and when you go to Stamps.com and use offer code FOCUS, you'll receive a 4-week free trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com. Click on the microphone at the top, and that's Stamps.com, promo code FOCUS. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
Direct from the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, welcome back. Art Lewis Show for this Thursday morning, and Sean is in Bay City. Sean, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Art. How are you today?
Doing well.
Outstanding. Hey, just a couple thoughts on electric vehicles and stuff like that. First and foremost, I'm not but you got to make sure it's better than what I have now. I'm curious if it takes, because I looked up the average time to, charge a vehicle at, approximately 45 minutes, right? And that's if you got the right stuff to do it that way. So if you got a place that has 8 charging stations, you can charge all 8 vehicles in an hour. How's that going to work out for people?
The technology, it'll work out with fast charge. They are developing systems today. And
We don't have that right now.
well, Tesla does, but they're coming. Where you'll be able to put a charge on your car for about 10 minutes and have 80% of your battery. That'll alleviate the problem.
It's not cold out, but
Yeah, as long as it's not cold out.
I can go to the gas station right now in 5 minutes, fill up my tank, and there's lots of them all over the place, and I can go all the way across the country. I have my freedom, right? I have the ability to travel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, an electric vehicle, I'm not so sure I have that ability, and what nobody's thinking of is, well, they're going to tax you on your mileage that you're driving now, right?
Eventually.
So,
That's the way I think that's what they're going to have to do if they want to make up the revenue.
So they're filling these things up quickly and efficiently. They don't. You're going to get taxed on what you're driving.
Well, you get taxed on it now.
Well, right, but you're going to get the mileage. If you're going someplace, and that's just crazy to me. That's basically taking your freedom away, in my humble opinion. And the only other thing I got is all these vehicles that are self-driving, lane departure assist, and all this stuff. Shouldn't people be paying more for insurance? Because I don't need any of that stuff, so I must be a safer driver if you're always leaving your lane and you can't see kids in front of you.
Well, they charge you less. Theoretically, they charge you less because theoretically it makes you a safer driver. That's the theory.
Well, right, but that doesn't make sense to me. If I need, I check my mirrors before I go. Obviously, you're not checking your mirrors because you need that stuff. So you should be.
I don't need that stuff. I don't like that stuff. I don't need it.
Me either. Anything that, I can start my phone with an app. Well, because nobody can hack your phone and start your car and unlock it, right? I mean, right? That can't happen.
Oh, well.
I guess here's my biggest point. Progress and technology are completely separate. Technology, I'd love to see some progress.
Well,
Governor Whitmer wants to put an automatic lane charging thing. You drive down the road and it charges. Whitmer, I'd be happy with a decent road. I mean, come on.
Well, eventually progress and technology meet. And that's when you have.
When that happens, you let me know. Until then, I'm sticking with gas. Baby.
All right. You do that. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.
Hey, you bet. Have a good one.
You too. And Bill is in Cass City. Bill, good morning to you.
Oh, good morning, Art. One thing about the electric vehicles and one thing another. They're going to be the way of the future. I don't like them, but that's neither here nor there. I think they're coming, and we're going to be stuck with them.
I agree.
The only thing is, I worked with the car companies for 40 years, and when they had a good idea, they would never leave it alone. They had to improve it, and it got worse. It's like the reruns of or the sequels to the next movie. The original was great, but the rest are they go down the hill. So that I'm not looking forward to.
Well, I have to caution you though. If you look back at the history of the automobile, particularly the Ford and the Model T, Mr. Ford, for years and years, refused to improve or create the Model T to a different model. He thought he had created the end all. He didn't want the progress. If you went by his philosophy of not changing and not improving, we'd all be driving Model Ts today instead of the wonderful cars that we do drive that are far more reliable, far more comfortable, far more convenient. So technology has a place and improvement has a place, and that includes improving new ideas as they come onto the workplace, because typically new technology isn't perfect when you first invent it. You have to make those improvements.
Well, that's true. I mean, it's like some of the things that I've seen, speaking of the Ford, like the Ford Edsel, boy, they dropped that one, or the Aztec, or some of the other things that they've made. Like, boys, you didn't think this out,
Well, though, the interesting thing about the Edsel, when you talk to auto engineers and auto aficionados, they will tell you that technically the Edsel was a good car. It didn't sell. And if it didn't sell, that's it. It's done. But technically, they say that the Edsel was not a bad automobile. But, regardless.
My dad owned one. And
Did he really? Yeah.
It was there, yeah, and it was kind of neat. But it was, if it doesn't sell, it's not worth a hill of beans.
Exactly, which is why it's not there anymore.
We're here to make money. Well, that's true. But I have one quick question, and maybe you could help me with it, or a thought. With this COVID thing that we've got going, why are we allowing the hospitals and the facilities for elderly people out of the homes to run it the way they do when they don't insist that their people get vaccinated?
Oh,
yet me to walk in the door, I have to pass all the bells and whistles.
yeah. More and more hospitals
I
and
don't understand.
more and more are requiring vaccination now. It's coming along. More and more of them are.
I was told in Bay City just within the last week outright, we're forcing our people to get the vaccination, but we can't enforce it because we can't fire them all at once.
No, they have to shut their doors otherwise. So,
well, but
yeah,
again, if you have an elderly patient that's there, that person may not make it out of there with our policies we've got today.
yeah.
It's
All right.
maybe a topic for a future program or something.
All right, Bill. Good idea. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye-bye now. Take a break. Come back. When we return, we'll get to Danmore and Saginaw. All of that ahead.
Motown legends, the Temptations, the Four Tops. Saturday night, November 27th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Temps and Tops together again. Tickets start at $34. On sale now at the Soaring Eagle, at Eagles Landing box offices, or online at etix.com. T&T together again. The legendary Motown sound, November 27th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Spend part of Thanksgiving weekend with the Temps and Tops at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Motown's Fab Five and Famous Four, the Temptations and Four Tops. Tickets on sale now. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
This is Dr. Dennis LaFoon, pastor of Bethel AME Church, and I'm also a member of Saginaw African American Pastors. And we're urging all residents of Saginaw to get the COVID vaccination shot. The health of our community determines the life of. So do your part and take the shot that saves lives. Join us and make community with immunity. For COVID vaccine and testing location information, visit GreatLakesBayHealthCenters.org today.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change can leave you feeling isolated, and divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
All right, we're back with you and back to our phones in Saginaw. Dan Moore's with us. Good morning. DeMoore, good morning.
Can you hear?
I got you.
Okay?
Yep.
I called you about 6 months for electric vehicles, because I know you get the Wall Street Journal, but there's been a follow-up article in there like every Friday about the advancement of electric vehicles.
Yeah.
I just went to that Northwood car show that was in Midland.
Right.
I got news for you. Those electric vehicles are not that complicated. You're going to have a lot of backyard mechanics working on those things. And even though General Motors is going to sell you a new set of batteries for $13,000, there's going to be people selling those batteries at AutoZone and all over. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that just General.
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
Those batteries will come from China, and you're going to be able to buy those things and put them in yourself for $2-3 grand.
All right, so let me ask you a question. What is it the backyard mechanics are doing on those cars?
Well, to be quite honest with you, there hasn't been a whole hell of a lot of them around here yet to work on.
Well, there's nothing to work on. That's the point. The point you can change your brakes and you can do stuff like that, but propulsion wise, there's nothing to work on. Nothing that you as a homeowner can do.
The electric motors that are in that front wheel drive vehicle, okay, you can probably buy them on the internet. That battery, you're going to be able to buy that on there. The main thing is the voltage regulator on that thing.
Eventually, yes. Eventually,
the voltage regulator is going to go on in that car, because I looked at the one that the all-electric Mustang that was at the show.
Yep.
It's not that complicated.
No, they're not that complicated. But the reality is you're not going to find those cheap batteries until competition comes along, and they're not going to come along until the market is there and the demand is there.
You know?
Yeah, maybe a little more than that, but it's going to take a while.
You're an older guy like me, but you remember when the Volkswagen first came here and they all were 6-volt batteries? And those
no, absolutely, sure.
Yeah, what did all the backyard mechanics start doing? Changing them all over to 12-volt, because everything in our system here was running off the 12.
Yeah, but that's a whole different thing. I mean, you change the regulator, you change the generator, you change the battery. That's not the same thing as electric cars today.
2 charger companies right here in Michigan. One's called DPW or Alt, and the other one's called Blink. I don't know if you've heard of these 2.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
The Wall Street Journal. Those companies can fully recharge a car in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Right,
And
but that's
they're putting those chargers. They're putting those chargers at Tim Hortons right now, at McDonald's. Not in this area, but they're coming this way. In a couple of years, they're going to be all over here.
Yeah, but
you get your food, you come out, your car's already going to be charged.
I'm not sure you can do that to all the batteries they're using today. I don't think all the batteries accept that fast charge yet. It's a DC fast charge, and I'm not sure they all accept it yet. I think the car has to have the ability to take that charge. So anyway, listen.
In our lifetime.
Yeah, well, be a lot of things happen in our lifetime, or a lot of things that won't happen.
On the Wall Street Journal, read that article by Motor Trend magazine on the future of electric vehicles. Right?
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Talk to you. Thanks, Demore. Take care. Bye-bye now. All right, that's going to do it for this hour of the Art Lewis Show. But we're talking about electric vehicles, and we can talk more about them next hour if you want. Here's the thing. Electric vehicles today, as fancy as they are, as upscale as the Tesla and the Audi and the Cadillac and all of the other manufacturers that are creating them, they're still the Model T of their industry. 50 years from now or less, they'll look back on these cars today and think, how primitive. Give you another example. How technology does things. In discussing with people some of the greatest inventions of our time, one of them on my list is the transistor. The transistor, which is nothing more than an electronic gate that opens and closes, was the forebearer of today's IC chip. Those very chips we're waiting for so they can put the cars on the road. The transistor today is primitive. Back in its day, it was exciting. It was new technology. We were able to shrink things. Now, today, if you had to use transistors instead of IC chips, you'd need a big room to house the computer like they used to have. But no, we took the technology to the next step. We figured out how to make IC chips that have hundreds and thousands of transistors in them. And that's where we are with the electric car today, at the beginning. All right, take our last break, come back and close out this hour.
Hi, I'm Terry Rock. Are you happy with your Medicare? I am now, after I met the pros at Medicare Choices. Yes, you do have choices when it comes to Medicare coverage. No cookie cutter plan for me. You buy a pair of shoes if they fit. Get the right fit. Just for you. That helps you protect that hard-earned retirement income. Call 989-899-7820, MedicareChoicesInfo.com. We'll walk you through every step.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with British accents. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, take it from a Brit.
Oi, barmy insurance bloke scotching dosh out your pocket. It's barmy. Liberty Mutual won't leave you skint, mate.
Can you just say Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need?
I think that's what I said, you blooming.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, liberty. If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
1-800-519-0449. That's 1-800-519-0449. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-519-0449.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
All right, that puts the first hour of the Art Lewis Show to rest. But we'll do it again next hour. Open phones for you. Our program sponsored by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. Give her a call for all of your residential and commercial needs at 989-295-7713. CBS News and the local report all coming up next, and then we'll be back to chat again with you after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Kids aged 5 to 11 may be able to get vaccinated against COVID in time for Thanksgiving. This morning, Pfizer asked the FDA for emergency use authorization. In Florida, the State Department of Education meets today to consider punishing school districts that violate the governor's ban on mask mandates. CBS's Omar Villafranca spoke with a family trying to force the state's hand.
Every night I wish upon a starfish so I can go back in person.
9-year-old Reethi Kinder has been learning virtually for almost 2 years.
I miss socializing with my friends.
Reethi had 30 surgeries over 6 years, leaving her immunocompromised. Her parents and doctor to school in person this year because there's no mask mandate in their county. The Kinders and 10 other families are part of a federal lawsuit against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, the State Department of Education, and several school districts.
The Senate reconvenes this hour to consider an offer from Minority Leader Mitch McConnell to raise the country's debt ceiling into early December to avoid a government default. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
We're making good progress. We're not there yet, but I hope we can come to an agreement.
United is ramping up its schedule. The airline says it hopes to fly 91% of its 2019 domestic flights in December. Weekly jobless numbers are out. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick.
After 3 straight weekly increases, new jobless claims have finally moved to the downside. The decline of 38,000 to 326,000 in seasonally adjusted new claims leaves them slightly above the 1 month ago.
The Coast Guard's checked out a German-flagged ship in connection with the massive oil spill that's mucked up beaches in Southern California. KCBS Radio's Matt Bigler.
The cargo ship is operated by Hapag-Lloyd out of Germany. The company has denied any role in the leak, but a spokesperson says they are fully cooperating with authorities.
One theory on the spill, that a ship's anchor tore a hole in an oil pipeline. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg says it's withdrawn accreditation of 8 Russian officials who've been secretly working as intelligence officers.
We have seen over some time now an increase in Russian malign activity.
He says NATO-Russia ties are at their lowest point since the end of the Cold War. Top honors for an author from Tanzania.
The Nobel Prize in Literature for 2021 is awarded to the novelist Abdulrazak Gurnah.
Gurnah is the first African to win the prize in almost 2 decades. He moved to the UK as a refugee in the 1960s. Dow up 416 points. The news.
Indeed helps find great hires fast. Indeed is your all-in-one platform for interviewing, screening, and hiring high-quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hemlock Public School District is a leader in innovation, collaboration, and education in mid-Michigan with programs from the cradle to early middle college, where hands-on and hard work never go out of style. Our mission and vision, here to serve, innovate, educate, and collaborate. For more information, call us at 989-642-5282. That's 642-5282. Or explore more at hemlockps.com. Hemlock Public Schools, excellence in education. Enroll today.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. Whoa! And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. On solutions like XPS 13 laptops powered by Intel Evo platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL.
I'm attorney Jerry Reif, and I have practiced law in mid-Michigan for over 3 decades. Many of you have attended my monthly workshops where you have learned about estate planning, asset protection planning, avoiding nursing home costs, and how to save the family farm. Would you like to understand more about these topics? I'm offering 3 free e-booklets about estate planning, farm succession planning, and Medicaid planning.
To get your free e-booklet, go to jerryrifelawyer.com to download any or all of the e-booklets or call 989-790-1461 to request a copy.
My e-booklet, Understanding Medicaid, describes Medicaid, Medicare, and the difference between them. If estate planning and get my e-booklet, Estate Planning Basics, and you'll find that it is a helpful guide for your future planning. If you have a farming operation and want to save it for future generations, then get my e-booklet, Estate Planning for Farmers.
If you want any of these free e-booklets, go to jerryrifelawyer.com or call 989-790-1461 to request your free copy.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 64 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. The U.S. Attorney's Office, Eastern District of Michigan, says a member of the Spanish Cobras gang has been sentenced to 63 months in federal prison after his conviction for being a felon in possession of a firearm. Ann Williams has more.
31-year-old Lorenzo Pacheco of Mount Morris is a convicted felon who is on federal supervised release for a similar offense. He had been sentenced to 3 years of federal supervised release following his prison sentence. Court documents say Pacheco tossed a short-barreled shotgun out the window of a vehicle as a Genesee County Sheriff's deputy attempted to pull him over for driving without headlights. That happened in Flint in September 2020. Pacheco didn't stop for the deputy, eventually leading him on a foot chase. The deputy used a taser to stop Pacheco and took him into custody. The investigation was conducted by the ATF's Flint Field Office, the Genesee County Sheriff's Department, and Michigan State Police. Special agent in charge, Keith Krolzik, said the case shows the ATF's commitment to working with other agencies to stop dangerous felons from illegally possessing firearms. Ann Williams, News 5 and 790.
The Michigan Public Service Commission has rescheduled a public hearing on Consumers Energy's Integrated Resource Plan, or IRP, detailing long-range forecasts for ensuring reliable service over the next 20 years, with specific requirements for reporting 5, 10, and 15-year projections. The hearing, which was postponed due to COVID-19 concerns, will be held October 21st from 4 to 7 p.m. at Saginaw Valley State University's Ott Auditorium in Gilbertson Hall. IRPs were established under Michigan's 2016 energy laws and are required for each electric utility whose rates are regulated by the Commission. Anyone unable to attend the hearing to make public comments but would like to submit a comment can do so by emailing them to edockets@michigan.gov with a case number U21090 in the correspondence. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
There's a certain pride you get when you put Dairyland seed soybeans into your soil.
Cut, time out. Stop the music.
What are you doing? I'm describing the way hardworking farmers will feel when they plant Dairyland.
Yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
Why?
Don't have to. Dairyland Seed brand Enlist E3 soybeans are our strongest ever, with 46 top 5 finishers in 2020 first and university trials combined.
Really?
Yep. With superior weed control and maximum flexibility, Dairyland Seed brand Enlist E3 soybeans allow farmers to unleash their beans' full potential.
Can we still be Dairyland Seed proud?
With this seed lineup, prouder than ever. But now we can just shut up and let the yield do. Good start. See how Dairyland Seed brand Enlist E3 soybeans are bringing the yield to acres in your area at dairylandseed.com.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. The Michigan Supreme Court has heard arguments in a case that could lead to financial penalties against the state for wrongly accusing thousands of people of fraud when they collected unemployment benefits. No one disputes that a computer system automatically spitting out fraud verdicts was a disaster during Governor Rick Snyder's administration. Tax refunds were seized and other steps were taken before more than $20 million was returned by the state. The issue is now whether people alleging due process violation could try to wring money out of the state for the misery it caused. A decision in the months ahead could break new legal ground. Going online and applying for an absentee ballot may soon be illegal. Here's Michigan News Network's Jason Scott.
It was a party line vote this week. The Republican-heavy House Elections and Ethics Committee supporting a bill which requires voters seeking absentee ballots to physically sign their application. The bill also bans the use of digital or electronic signatures. Currently, you can apply on the Department of State's website using a digital signature. Whitmer has promised to veto the legislation if it's approved by the full legislature.
The University of Michigan's president says he will step down in June 2023, a year before his contract expires. 63-year-old Mark Schlissel has been president since 2014. He said in an email to the university community Tuesday, "It's an important time to consider the university's next priorities and determine the leadership that will be needed into the next decade." After the Detroit Free Press reported Schlissel's relationship with the university's governing board has eroded, especially over communications about big projects. WSGW News Time, 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Cloudy today with areas of showers and thunderstorms. High of 75. Chance of showers and storms tonight, low near 62. High of 72 degrees on Friday. Mainly cloudy, areas of showers and storms possible Friday night, low near 60. Chance of rain on Saturday. Cloudy with a few sunny breaks. High near 76. Chance of rain Saturday night, low near 61. High of 79 on Sunday with occasional sun. On Columbus Day, we'll have partial sunshine and a high near 80 degrees. I'm Laura Lockwood with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Right now, 62.
Now, the only local radio talk to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on a Thursday morning, and it is an open line day. So again, whatever you would like to chat about. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, toll free 866-790 WSGW. Outside the state or elsewhere in the state, 989-752-6111. Number of things to chat about this morning. There is apparently the beginnings of an agreement to extend the debt ceiling through December. Mitch McConnell put forth the notion yesterday, and the Democrats were quick to say they would go along with it, but the devil's in the details, and they still haven't worked those out. A number of other things, too, but to the phones we go. Carl is in Saginaw. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning, Art. Yeah, we'll see what happens in December. I'm not going to worry about that right now. But they spend a lot of time talking about, well, maybe this will happen and maybe this will happen and maybe he'll say this and maybe she'll say that. And let's not worry about it right now. I'd actually like to get back to electric cars.
Sure.
And you were talking Ford and the Model T. Well, back in the day of the Model T, there were a lot of people who were convinced that the car was never going to replace the horse.
Absolutely.
People were convinced the car was just a fad.
Yeah.
It was, gas stations were few and far between, and tires went flat, all the time. And
sounds like the electric vehicle. Sounds like the electric vehicle of today. But you know what's funny?
It does kind of sound like that.
Yeah, but you know what's funny about that is even before the Model T, there were electric vehicles. There were electric vehicles at the turn of the century that had big, multiple batteries in them and everything. They didn't go very fast. They didn't go very far, but they were there.
No.
They were there. I know somebody in Saginaw that owns one. Yeah, there was steam power too.
They tried all sorts of ideas, and then they finally, settled down, and then they improved the internal combustion engine, to the point where it is today, where they can, rotate at, 7,000 RPM. It's just amazing, what these engines can do. But, that's all going to come with electric cars. It's just, I think it's kind of maybe it's a lack of imagination that people just can't see, what's right beyond, what's right in front of them.
No, I think it's more a resistance to change.
Well, that could be because, Art, I hear that call in. They don't just think, electric cars aren't going to work, or they don't think windmills aren't going to work. You can hear in their voice, they don't want windmills to work. They don't want electric cars.
Some people, yes.
Hear it. It's not a question of, I've analyzed the facts and this is this. You can hear, in what they say. They don't. Well, maybe it's change. Maybe it's.
Well, listen.
They don't want change.
Carl, come on. The old adage is right. You can't please all of the people all of the time. It's not going to happen.
No.
Never going to happen.
Yeah, but but some of these people call in and they're saying, I've looked at this logically, and here's the decision I've come to. Well, but you can hear in their voice that they came to it, with a preconceived,
Well,
there's no way they're going to like some of this stuff. No way.
Not now, but who knows now? Because remember this, those same people that said the automobile will never succeed when the Model T and the Tin Lizzie were floating in the streets, about 10, 15 years later, we're all driving cars. So you know.
And when somebody, when their neighbor gets an electric car and they find out, it's not the car from hell, it's dependable and it's cheap to run and people like it, then maybe that attitude's going to change. You're going to have to see it.
Well, seeing is believing, and I still go back to what I say too. I think the reliability factor of range is going to have to improve. I mean, it's in its infancy. It's in its infancy.
Yeah, and that's a technology problem, and they're going to solve that.
Yeah, of course they are. They're working on it now.
That's what they do. I don't see that as a problem, a long-term problem at all. And so and it's not going to happen. We're still going to have gasoline cars, for a long, long time. There's going to be millions of gas-powered cars on the highway for years.
Oh, of course.
So, but you had a caller last hour also mentioned these new electric cars. They're going to be so much simpler for the car makers to build. There's no radiator, there's no muffler, there's no oil pump, the engine, the drivetrains are pretty simple.
Motors and batteries.
Battery and electric motor.
Well, and you have to have control systems. And that's the key. I mean, you have to have the control systems to go with it.
Yes, but once they design that system, then they can stamp out 1 million copies of it.
Yeah, of course.
That's what they do.
Of course.
And once they've designed it, then the hard part's over. And when they ramp up,
the other thing they have to do.
Get mass production of these.
Yeah, the other thing they have to do with those control systems that they can stamp out by the millions, because it's an evolving technology, they have to make them backwards compatible. So that if you blow a circuit board in your electric car and your car won't run, but the only thing they're making today are Generation 2 circuit boards, that Generation 2 circuit board better be able to run that Generation 1 car.
Yeah.
That's going to be...
I don't see that.
No, I don't see it as a major problem, but it's a consideration. It's got to be done. So there you go. I mean, it's... I'm not running out to buy one tomorrow. I've driven them. I love them. They drive wonderfly well. I'm just not ready for it. And I may never be at my age. I may never own one. So who knows?
Well, when on the dealer lot at roughly the same price, as a gas car, then I would seriously look at it. But I don't think it's quite ready for prime time yet. And I'll let some other people be the early adopters.
Me too. The guinea pigs. All right. Good enough, Carl.
But it's coming.
Yeah. Oh, it's here. It's a question of how long it takes to blanket the earth, All right. Talk to you down the road. Thanks. Bye-bye now. All right. Saginaw, the lines are open for you. You know what the numbers are. That or anything else? More coming up. The Art Lewis Show here on WSGW.
You wouldn't pass up 5% more time on the lake. So don't pass up on the potential to improve feed efficiency by about 5% when you feed Enogen corn as grain or silage, as shown in recent feeding trials at leading universities.
Yep, I got one.
With farm-proven results, you've got yourself a real catch.
Today was a good day.
Enogen. Energize productivity. EnogenFeed.com.
Get huge savings with fuel rewards every time you fill up at one of your 26 area Forward Shell convenience stores. Get at least 5 single fill up and earn even more when you make purchases in store. You can regularly save 10, 20, even 30 cents off a gallon, which means less money goes into your tank and more stays into your wallet. Visit fuelrewards.com to sign up and start saving today. That's Fuel Rewards at your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less, forward.
If you've got a small business, you know there's nothing more valuable than your time. So why waste it at the post office? Stamps.com makes it easy to mail and ship right from your computer. No special equipment required. Whether you're an office sending invoices, a side hustle Etsy shop, or a full-blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamp your life easier. You'll even get exclusive discounts on postage and shipping from USPS and UPS. And their new Rate Advisor tool lets you compare shipping rates across carriers so you always find the best option. Save time and money with Stamps.com. There's no risk, and when you go to Stamps.com and use offer code FOCUS, you'll trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com. Click on the microphone at the top and enter code FOCUS. That's Stamps.com, promo code FOCUS. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
Donald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There's a new encouraging read on the job market. There were 326,000 new claims for unemployment benefits last week, a decline of 38,000 from the week before, and a better than expected reading. Continuing claims, the number of those still receiving benefits also dropped to 2.2. Economists were expecting the labor market to stabilize last week after the impact of Hurricane Ida and also the recent summer spike in COVID cases. The number of continuing claims has been pushed down by the expiration of supplemental federal benefits. Stock futures have been moving higher, helped by the possibility of a short-term debt limit extension. Or higher after the company announced plans to sell its mobile ad business, MoPub, to AppLovin. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
This year, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is honoring heroes with free homes, a never-forget walk, more than 500 miles through 6 states in 42 days. Culminating at Ground Zero on 9/11, Towers of Light tributes, a ceremony to read names aloud for those lost to 9/11 illness, and names of all lost in the War on Terror are being read on Veterans Day. Donate at t2t.org.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's time to play the WSGW Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hiss and Company in downtown Bay City. Right now, you can win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following cash word online at WSGW.com. And the word this hour is baby, B-A-B-Y. Isn't that a cute baby? It's an Alpha Media Company-wide contest. You must be 18 or older to play. One winner chosen each day. Complete rules at WSGW.com. Time to play the WSGW Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hiss and Company on WSGW. All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and let's get back to our phones. Mike is in Shields. Mike, good morning to you. Mike?
Yeah, I've had a hybrid car, gas electric for, 12, 13, over 13 years. I mean, I had a Prius, now I have a Corolla. I mean, a hybrid, and both Toyotas. And I've been very happy with them. I did have to replace the battery in the Prius. It wasn't cheap. It was, I think. But,
Well, I think, to me, at this point in time, I would rather have a hybrid than an all-electric. I would rather have a hybrid with a battery in it that I can get around town and then have that generator backup to keep me going on the highway. I like that idea. I've always liked that idea.
Well, they have regenerative, too. Every time you put on the brakes, it charges the battery, too. So I very rarely do I see my gas motor come on unless I'm,
on the highway going someplace.
Air conditioner or something like that.
Right.
But I really like it. But now I did want to make a comment about that. But it's been over 56 days since we abandoned our American citizens and those kids in Afghanistan. And not one single time has our administration even mentioned it, let alone try to get them out of there. And, it's a disgrace to our country what's going on with that. This has never happened before, and ever,
Yeah.
as far as I can
It was
history.
it was poorly executed. There's no two ways about it.
Well, it wasn't even thought about. And then, the generals kind of threw Biden under the.
Yeah, yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
The decision, it's whoever his, string pullers are that are making those decisions, and they won't go back on it, and it's just a shame.
Yep.
All
right.
I think I mentioned before one time. My grandson was tweeting, or what do they call it, with some of the special operatives from Afghanistan, and he talked to through Twitter with one of the guys that got the 4 people out about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they did a land route out. He was well familiar with it. And he has contacts, but the government, our State Department, would not cooperate with him whatsoever.
Yeah, I know it. They dropped the ball here all the way around.
Yeah. Well, and dropped the ball. It's just something's really wrong morally with our administration. But anyway, the next day after they got out, Biden got on and took credit for it.
Yeah.
And oh my God, this guy was livid. My grandson told me he was just absolutely.
Yeah.
He was,
Oh well, that's politics. That's politics.
Pay the price of gas. Look what gas prices
Yep.
are.
All right, Mike.
We're not independent. Okay, talk to you later.
Yep. Take care. Bye now. And let me see who's next here. I think it's Kevin. He dropped. Gary in Midland. Gary, good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the electric cars. You seem pretty knowledgeable about electric cars. I was wondering, how does the heat and air conditioning work in those things? I mean, is it electric heat?
It's an electric compressor, an electric heat. Yeah, it would have to be. Everything's electric. There's nothing else in there but electric. And that's why
What does that do to mileage?
pulls your mileage down. I gave the example earlier. I drove a Volkswagen ID4, which is their SUV EV. Had it for about 4 days. When I got the car, I was told I would have 300 plus miles on a fully charged battery. And when I got in it, and on that car, when you sit on the seat, it turns it on. Sure enough, there was 300 plus mileage showing on the range. But the minute you turned on the air conditioner and anything else, that mileage dropped down to 250, 260. So you could see that you lose mileage with the more accessories you turn on, because the electricity has to come from someplace. So it comes from that battery, and it takes away some of your mileage. No two ways about it.
It seems like it'd be a lot. It seems like heat would be one heck of a draw to be able to heat your car in the winter in Michigan.
Well, it will take away quite a bit of your mileage. You got to realize we're not talking about the kinds of batteries you put in your flashlight here. We're talking about huge battery packs that have pretty decent capacity. So yeah, it'll take away from your mileage, no doubt about it. But it's still going to be a functional car.
What Carl called and talked about the Model T and how nobody liked that and everything. I think there's one big difference, though, that we're leaving out of this is back when the Model T was coming on, we had a capitalist system and a free market. Now we have, I don't know what, but the government is telling you, they're telling us, hey, in so many years, you're getting an electric car whether you like it or not. That's a huge difference between the Model T and these electric cars.
Well, it is in terms of entrepreneurship and innovation. Yeah. On the other hand, we're using the Model T more as an example of where the technology was versus where it is today. You know, back then, nobody thought the automobile would survive, and the technology was pretty primitive. Well, you look at the cars of today, because they all direct their lineage back to those cars.
Been over 100 years.
Yeah, but look where they are today. I mean, look what 100 years did. What's 100 years going to do?
The government was telling people, hey, get rid of your horses because in 10 years you're going to have to buy a car from one of these new car builders that are coming along. That's my plan.
Yeah, there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. No doubt about that.
A lot of truth.
All right.
The windmill.
Well, guess what? You're going to see more and more of those.
Oh yeah, they're going to be everywhere you look. And Carl can call back and tell you what I was really thinking. He can read my mind. Inflection.
Okay.
Really
Good enough.
All right.
Thanks, Garrett. Take care. Bye-bye now. And let's talk to Errol. Saginaw. Errol, good morning.
Will you quit clicking on the EXO and the push button transmission in the middle of Broad Street?
I'm not picking on it. I said it was a good car. Nobody bought it, but it was a good car.
Everyone is talking about the electric, the new hit of the season, electric cars. They completely forgot about the solar-powered ones. There is a Ford out there called an L150. That is a solar-powered vehicle, and they have been working on that. So, and it apparently gets up to about 400 miles. I was going to say to the gallon to the charge, but if you get a chance, take a look at how they're coming with that vehicle.
Well, they've been working on that. I've got news for you. They've been working on a solar car longer than they've been working on the EVs of today. And they still have not, for whatever reason, gotten that technology to be sufficient enough to do what they want to do with it. I don't know why. The other thing they've been working on forever is hydrogen cells. Where are they? They're still out there. They're still out there, but they haven't come to the point where the EVs have.
Yeah, I know. I've seen a pickup truck, and it looks like the whole roof is a solar panel, and but it'll be interesting to see if they ever come any farther with that.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
So, but anyways, keep your little batteries in the basement charged, sir.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye now. And let's talk to Al in Midland before we take a break here. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur. The thing on when you can't put in a big enough panel on the top to supply enough electricity.
That's been the problem.
It has to do with an area. It's a physics problem, and they can't make a solar panel small enough to produce enough electricity. That's why they've got to have them scattered around and put them on land and take up rooftops and things like that. You need that space.
Well, the other thing, too, is that even if you had and let's face it, solar panel technology is just that, a technology which can be improved, and who knows what the future will look like with it. But I would say to you, if I had my truck in Arizona, that's one set of circumstances. If I have it in Michigan, that's an entirely different set of circumstances.
Right. And that's the problem. Different areas across the country, it only works in certain places, and it's such a limited availability that the economics of it wouldn't pay off. So
it actually works. It works everywhere. It just works better in certain circumstances, obviously.
The problem with the heaters, basically you've got a heater the size of a toaster that runs off the electric. And in the wintertime, you're running that heater continuously to try to warm that car up. I can't imagine the technology improving much beyond that, because
you never know.
Get enough heat out of it.
Never know.
When the batteries fail in a car, this happened to them. So I know what happens with electricity when you don't have a car battery. He drove back and he couldn't run his headlights at night because somebody stole his car battery, and the generator or alternator in it barely had enough to keep the car running. So you've got an electrical problem in those electric cars. They can't put big enough batteries in them.
Well, no. They can't do it at this moment.
Right.
But who knows what tomorrow brings? Don't kid yourself. That technology is coming.
I know, but that's 30 or 40 years.
I don't think it's going to be that long.
Before we get enough charging stations and all the rest of the stuff, if you've got 500 people
10 years.
who go into the Meijer store and
10
they
years.
all want to charge their cars,
10 years.
I know it's going to be longer than that. It's going to be a lot.
Well, I don't think so, but we'll find out. All right.
You look at the Model T of how long it took to progress. We're in the Model T. There's a good comparison.
Yeah, I know that. We said that. All right.
So
good enough, Al.
I'm just saying
All right.
a long time from now. I won't see it in my lifetime.
All right. Good enough. Talk to you. Bye-bye now. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk to Russ when we come back. Let me talk to you about Krijak's House Family Restaurant. Proud to be a business that serves this area with the finest in dining and takeout services, and grateful for all of you who have supported them over the many, many years. They look forward to serving you again. Every day is takeout day at Krijak's. Today from 11 to 7. Tomorrow and Saturday from 11 to 8. Krijak's House Family Restaurant at the corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south side. Closed on Mondays. For takeouts and reservations for parties, events, call 894-5531. 894-5531. Krijak's House Family Restaurant. We'll be back.
Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth. It's time to warm up your home, and we don't mean the temperature. We're talking about making your home more inviting all year round with upgrades like window treatments, quartz or laminate countertop, hardwood, tile, luxury vinyl flooring, carpeting, and much more. We handle the best brands like Mohawk, Shaw, Hunter Douglas window treatments, Harndine, Armstrong, and so many more. The experienced design team at Warden Interior will help you find just the right look, catering to your personal taste for unique designs that will warm your home in any season. And our master installers make sure all the work is done right. See more at Warden Interiors, 355 North Main Street, to see all we can do to make your home shine this fall and every season afterwards. Warden Interiors on North Main Street in Frankenmuth will help.
Motown legends, the Temptations, the Four Tops. Saturday night, November 27th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Temps and Tops together again. Tickets start at $34. On sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com. T&T together again. The legendary Motown sound, November 27th at Soaring Eagle Casino.
Just where I wanna do that. Ain't no woman like the one I got.
Spend part of Thanksgiving weekend with the Temps and Tops at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
The way you do the things you do, the way you do. Oh, baby, I need your love.
Motown's Fab Five and Famous Four, the Temptations, and Four Tops. Tickets on sale now. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Home is a feeling of security and the place you want to come back to again and again. Capocco Community Credit Union wants to be your home for any of your lending needs. Whether it is a new car, school, or even a new home, Capocco is features like e-sign, contactless lending, and Skip-a-Pay. It makes choosing easy. See a Capocco Community Credit Union loan officer today and ask how they can help. Find out more at capocco.org, an equal housing lender. Member NCUA.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. Whoa! And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Whew. For advice on solutions like XPS 13 laptops powered by Intel, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. So how do you clean your nose? Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target.
On air and online from the Stone Specialist is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and we're going to go to Bay City and talk to Russ this morning. Good morning, Russ.
Good morning, Art. Back in 1930, Nikolai Tesla
took a Pierce Arrow and he converted it to an electric car. Over in Wisconsin today, there's a company called the Ring Brothers, and they do what's called retro mods. And I thought, man, how cool to take a 1930 Pierce Arrow and do all the modifications to it to give it a modern Tesla electric, chassis, if you will.
Yeah, you could do that on a one-off.
Well, that's what I mean. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, here, we're giving Tesla all this credit. Well, come on, let's really give them some credit and do it right.
He didn't get a lot of credit for a lot of things.
I just think it'd be really cool to do.
Let me point something out that and I noticed this in watching, believe it or not, the wedding of William and Catherine in England. After the wedding, they got into a Jaguar E-Type.
Okay.
It was electric. It had been modified.
You can modify anything.
You can modify anything if you want to rip it apart and take out the guts. Of course you can.
I saw, personally, my favorite Corvette ever was the 1958. And I saw a 1958 Corvette retro modded with the modern,
it's got the new chassis, the new engine. Yeah, I saw one of those in Frankenmuth one year where the body was retro, but the mechanics and the car underneath were all new.
Yeah, the brakes.
Yeah, you could do any of that. You could do anything.
It's so neat. I don't know. I find it really cool that we can do that now.
I watch a lot of the the Motor Trend Network. It's gone through a number of names, but I watch Chip Foose and I watch Kindig, those guys that are really, really good at mods. And I shake my head at some of the stuff they do. I don't know how they do it, but you can do anything.
I've seen doing the retro mods, though. I think the Ring Brothers have knocked it out.
Well, they're good.
They really are something.
They're good, and there's lots of them out there. I mean, there are people around here that do the same thing.
Sure.
So,
but I always thought it'd be cool to just take, to redo that 1930 Pierce Arrow would be neat as heck.
and totally destroy the value of it. Yeah, that's why I think a Pierce Arrow might be stretching it a little. They're worth too much money. All right.
Unless you actually remanufactured the whole body yourself too.
Well, then you wouldn't have a Pierce Arrow. You'd have a whole new car. So.
Yeah.
All right. Good enough.
All right, thank you.
You bet, Russ. Carol is in Sheridan. Carol, good morning.
Next door neighbor that builds stock cars from the ground up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go.
Wins crystal sometimes. Yeah. What I was wondering, they always go back to Afghanistan. Everybody says we should have been out of there a long time ago. Why didn't President Trump get us out of there?
President Trump had agreed to it, but his
And he didn't do it then.
Well, but here's the point, Carol. It's not whether we should have been out of there or not. I think most people agree we should have been out of there. It's the way we got out. Why do you tell your enemies what you're going to do before you do it?
Well, then he would have done it better, wouldn't have he?
Maybe he would have.
Well, then why didn't he do it?
I don't know. Why did Biden do it the way he did it?
Because Trump didn't get us out of there, and it was time.
Why didn't he do it the right way? Why didn't he listen to his military generals who told him to keep some troops there to get these people out? Why didn't he do that?
I don't know, but
well, you don't know either then. So you don't know either.
Of course I don't. I know.
So don't ask me about Trump because I don't know either.
But if he wanted it done right, and all these folks that back Trump wanted it done right, why didn't they have Trump have the guts?
I don't know.
Do it and
Why didn't Biden do it right? So we're at the same place, aren't we? I know everything Trump does is bad and everything Biden does is good. All right.
I didn't say Biden was good, but I just said Trump was bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Fair enough. Good enough. Bye-bye now. All right. We're going to take a break. Come back. We'll get to Scott in Saginaw when we return.
It all started some 36 years. Continues. Johnson's Giant Pumpkin Farm on North Portsmouth Road is ready for all ages. Whether it's your first picture with a pumpkin, a chance to see a farm animal, or maybe it's that 100th donut you're about to eat. A day at Johnson's Giant Pumpkin Farm is perfect fall family fun. Take the challenge with the 13-acre corn maze, or the little ones can tackle the soybean maze or the sunflower maze. The huge craft store is open with more vendors than ever. Mums, pumpkins, gourds, corn stalks, straw, and other fall decorations. A concession stand with plenty of seating all around the grounds. And of course, fresh donuts, fresh daily, cinnamon and sugar, plain or frosted, and special flavors on the weekends. Farm animals with acres and acres to wander. See the trebuchet, that huge pumpkin chucker in action on weekends, along with the kids' barrel train ride. Check out all the special events and rides every week by going to johnsonsgiantpumpkins.com or like them on Facebook. Located at 4715 North Portsmouth Road, 3 miles east of I-75 on the Carroll Egg. Oh, and did we say donuts?
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. And now save up to $800 on Sleep Number 360 Smart Beds, plus special financing, only for a limited time. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds that powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
All right, we're back with you and back to our phone. Scott is in Saginaw. Scott, good morning to you.
Hey, morning, Art. I don't even think I'm going to comment on the last caller there. That was just nonsense. But what I would like to talk about is Janet Yellen is talking about coming into everybody's bank accounts and making sure we're paying taxes on anything over a $600 purchase. And she says what that's going to accomplish over the next 10 years is they're going to be able to gather, I say confiscate, but she says gather $7.5 trillion by doing this. Now, the way I look at it, if you confiscate all the billionaires' money in America, that's only $4 trillion.
Yeah.
Where's this administration going to come up with the rest?
I don't know. She's dreaming. She's dreaming.
Well,
I mean, that's
all they want to do is get in there, look at your bank account, and then they're going to say, why don't your employer just send your check to us?
That's as bad as saying that the $3.5 trillion family infrastructure package will cost zero. Right. Who believes that?
It's true. It'll cost the government zero. It costs us $3.5.
Well, it's always that way. It's always that way. No doubt about that. I just shake my head sometimes. I just don't know. But no, I don't want them. I mean, there are laws on the books now, for example, that if you win so much money, it has to be reported. But do I want the government peeking into my bank account without a warrant from a court just because they want to?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, then they want to raise the, what is that, the inheritance tax to 60%.
Oh, I don't see. I don't understand why when I die, my family owes the government anything. My taxes have been paid on all that property over the years. Why do I owe them anything? I think the inheritance tax is just terrible. I just have no use for the inheritance tax in any form. But now they what they see is a windfall.
Yeah, well, they don't look at your taxes as your money. Just like when Trump gave
Yeah.
us tax breaks, they said, "Where's he getting the money? What do you mean he gave us a tax break? You don't make that up. You just don't spend more."
They don't have money unless we give it to them. Unless they
Yeah.
crank up the printing press, and if they crank up the printing press, they crank up inflation, which is already cranked up.
And I got one more here that I'd just like to throw out there real quick. The other day, a bunch of Democrats chased Senator Sinema into the bathroom. As far as I know, it was in the Capitol building, the same place that these people did just about the same thing on January 6th.
No, not quite.
People who chased her, well, they followed her in someplace. She didn't want them there. I assume she felt a little threatened by them, and they were demanding something. It's kind of the same premise.
Well,
not quite as many people.
Yeah, not quite as violent. Nobody was smashing windows. Nobody was smashing down doors. But nobody was beating up on others. So I mean, it was a little different. But I understand what you mean, and I think they were dead wrong. I mean, that's to me, they did not further their cause.
Well, no, but that's your Democrat Party, because it wasn't expedient for the government now to back that up and say, no, you can't be chasing people around. They're going to let it happen. And I hope America's paying attention to this. Watch what the Democrats do to themselves. They throw themselves out when they're done with you. And if you're a taxpayer, they're going to throw you out when they're done with you.
Well, time will tell if we allow that to happen, because that's what votes are for.
Well,
So
it's coming. They're defunding the police. They're defunding everything.
well, they've moved away from the defunding police argument. That was a losing argument for them. They've moved away from that. But
Congress moved away from it, but not the Democrat governors and mayors. They're still heading.
Yeah, but you don't hear about defunding the police very much anymore. You don't hear about it because the communities that did it, their crime rates went way up. Look at New York City. He pulled $1 billion out of the New York budget for police, took away some of the specialty units, their crime rate soared. But that's what they learned. They learned the hard way. So.
Well, I was thinking of going to California and going on one of those $900 shopping sprees.
Let me know how it works for you. All right, Scott.
All right, thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye now. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, toll free 866-790 WSGW. A couple of things I mentioned. We mentioned it earlier in the conversation. Mitch McConnell put forth an offer to the Democrats to agree to an extension of the debt ceiling through December 16th. And I said to, I think it was Carl, the devil is in the details, because he and Chuck Schumer are trying to hammer out exactly what that means. How much of the debt ceiling will raise? They're talking about $300 billion, I think. So they have to hammer out the details, the technicalities. And they're already saying, oh, McConnell folded, he gives in, he blinked, he did all that. I think what he did was what they talked about originally. They would extend the debt ceiling to have more time to work on it. Now, we all know what's going to happen come December 16th. They're going to be in the same boat again, and they're going to have to hammer it out one way or another. But and the other question is, when he put forth this notion, had he already polled his caucus? Does he know he has enough senators to overcome any filibuster? Because he'll have to. I want to talk about something else. I mentioned this the other day, and I remember who I was talking to. We were already talking about presidential politics and who's going to be running on the Republican side. On the Democratic side, if Joe Biden decides to run again, he's the candidate. If he doesn't, then there'll be a number of Democrats coming out of the woodwork to run. On the Republican side, I expect to see a rather huge field of candidates, with or without Donald Trump. And to that point, one of those candidates that I mentioned, that I thought would probably throw her hat in the ring was Nikki Haley, the former South Carolina governor, former UN ambassador. And sure enough, and she had said in the past that, she would support Trump and all of that. Now, she has said that her 2024 candidacy, if it happens, is not dependent on whether Donald Trump runs for office or not. So, in effect, she has laid the groundwork to enter the race, and one of many. There's going to be a bunch of them. I read an article where Mike Pence was investigating his political future and what it might be. So time will tell. Our last break, and then we'll be back to close out the Art Lewis Show for today.
For almost 20 years, Line-X has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Line-X have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get no yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Line-X is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 695-9000.
Service. It's hard to find these days. M&R Garage Door has built their business on it. M&R Garage Door has been taking care of their customers in the Tri-Cities for over 50 years. M&R can repair any brand garage door or opener, including all residential and industrial doors. Call them today for all your service needs. M&R has garage doors and openers for every style and every budget. Call M&R Garage Door at 989-894-0971. For all of your garage door and opener needs, 989-894-0971.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-990-6271 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy at 800-990-6271 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-990-6271 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the little blue or yellow pill. Again, 800-990-6271 now. That's 800-990-6271.
COVID is spiking again, and it's just not clear how to keep your family safe. Fever is the leading symptom of COVID, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. And be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
All right, by the way, we had a caller ask what I thought of hydrogen-powered cars, vehicles. I think they're great if you could figure out how to mass produce them and make them efficient in terms of fueling and operation. Unfortunately, they're not there yet. That'll do it for the Art Lewis Show. News coming up from CBS and the local report. Then it's on to Focus. We'll focus on the Home Building Association of Saginaw. All of that is ahead this morning. Have yourself a good day, and we'll see you right after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour. 12. I'm Steve Kathan. A deal in Washington.
We have reached agreement to extend the debt ceiling through early December, and it's our hope that we can get this done as soon as today.
The word this morning from Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer on agreement on that proposal from Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell to temporarily lift the debt ceiling month.
Republican and Democratic members and staff negotiated through the night. The Senate is moving toward the plan I laid out yesterday to spare the American people a manufactured crisis.
The measure puts off a further showdown on the debt ceiling till December. Pfizer says it's asking the government to give emergency use authorization for its COVID vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11. Concern about the virus has prompted Judy Hayes to keep her 10-year-old son, who has Down syndrome, out of school in Florida.
We're at around a 10% community transmission right now, and that's just too high for us.
CBS's Omar Villafranca.
An FDA advisory committee is scheduled to meet on October 26 to discuss vaccines for kids the ages of 5 and 11, which means we may see those shots roll out around Halloween or early November.
Investigators may be closing in on more answers as they look into that big oil spill off the Southern California coast. It's believed a ship's anchor may have caused the pipeline to rupture. KCBS Radio's Matt Bigler says officials boarded a German-flagged cargo ship at the port of Oakland.
The cargo ship making 3 unusual movements over 2 days that place it directly over that pipeline. And now that is why the ship is the focus of the investigation into the 126,000-gallon oil spill.
The owner of the ship says it played no role in the disaster. The government says claims for unemployment benefits fell last week. Mark Hamrick of Bankrate says they were down 38,000 to 326,000. First drop in a month.
Absent from this latest snapshot is some of the volatility and increases seen in recent weeks in new claims in California, beset by wildfires in Louisiana, hammered by tropical storm season.
18 former NBA players have been charged with defrauding the league's health plan out of around $4 million. A symbol of love is missing, and tennis star Andy Murray is appealing for help. In California for a pro tournament, he left his tennis shoes outside to air out under his car in a hotel parking lot. He left his wedding ring tied to one of the laces, and the shoes are gone.
I was preparing for my practice. My physio said to me, "Where's your wedding ring?" And I was like, oh, no.
Checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 526 points. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimum. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Hartel Heating Company helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Hartel Heating Company to hear more about how we can help you feel healthier and happier in your home. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 989-892-6111 or visit us online at hartelheating.com. License number 71-03370.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Presented for the people by Caesar Sportsbook. Download and get started with a risk-free bet of up to $5,000 and earn reward credits for sports tickets, dining, getaways, and more with every bet. Win or lose. Your app is ready, Emperor. T&C apply. Must be 21 plus.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 65 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Burchett. A bomb threat was made at Saginaw's Thompson Middle School last night. The Saginaw School's Superintendent Lamont Roberts says in a statement, the district is working with law enforcement officials for a thorough investigation. Police are conducting a sweep of school grounds to ensure everyone's safety. Thompson Middle School will be closed for today. Mid-Michigan Medical Center Emergency Medical Services in Midland and Gladwin have received the American Heart Association's Mission Lifeline EMS Award for the 7th year in a row. WSGW's Rick Antonio has more.
Done in collaboration with Mid-Michigan's Regional STEMI Alert Program, this is also the second consecutive year the award was granted with the Gold Plus designation. The programs were honored for implementing quality improvement measures for the treatment of patients experiencing severe heart attacks. Every year, more than 250,000 people experience an ST elevation myocardial infarction, the deadliest type of heart attack caused by a blockage of blood flow to the heart that requires timely treatment. Mid-Michigan Health's Regional STEMI Alert Program was designed to train paramedics on how to quickly identify the condition in patients and help them skip the general ER and head straight to the nearest percutaneous intervention or PCI heart center. Dr. Michael Lauer, director of Mid-Michigan's Regional STEMI Program, says they're extremely proud to have received the recognition for the past 7 years and will continue to be dedicated to providing the highest level of care to heart attack patients. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Blazy Electric has teamed up with the Midland Soccer Club to sponsor youth players for the entire 2021 fall season. Every Saturday this fall, any player wearing a Midland Soccer Club recreational jersey will receive one free item from the concession stand. Blazy has been providing Midland County and the surrounding area since 1965, and owner Brad Blazy says when they learned the Midland Soccer Club provides quality recreational and travel programs to 1,600 athletes, their family and friends, it was something they were excited to support. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
I'm attorney Jerry Reif, and I have practiced law in mid-Michigan for over 3 decades. Many of you have attended my monthly workshops, learned about estate planning, asset protection planning, avoiding nursing home costs, and how to save the family farm. Would you like to understand more about these topics? I am offering 3 free e-booklets about estate planning, farm succession planning, and Medicaid planning.
To get your free e-booklet, go to jerryreiflawyer.com to download any or all of the e-booklets or call 989-790-1461 to request a copy.
My e-booklet, Understanding Medicaid, describes Medicaid, Medicare, and the difference between them. If estate planning is confusing to you, then get my e-booklet, Estate Planning Basics, and you'll find that it is a helpful guide for your future planning. If you have a farming operation and want to save it for future generations, then get my e-booklet, Farmers.
If you want any of these free e-booklets, go to jerryreiflawyer.com or 790-1461 to request your free copy.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Voters will not decide if whistleblower protections for state employees should be added to the Michigan Constitution. The Republican-controlled House Thursday voted at 65-38 for a resolution to place the amendment on the 2022 ballot. It was 8 votes short after many Democrats voted no. The proposal would prohibit a state department or agency from taking disciplinary action against workers in the classified civil service for communicating with a legislator or the lawmaker's staff. Governor Gretchen Whitmer last year vetoed similar legislation, saying it would have unconstitutionally encroached on the separation of powers and the Michigan Civil Service Commission's authority. If you're looking for family-friendly activities this weekend, Taos Point State Park is holding its Haunted Lighthouse Weekend. Park supervisor the activities Friday and Saturday.
There'll be some beanbag toss games, some Plinko games that we have set up for kids. There'll be some bowling games, some basketball and hockey, and then we have pumpkins that will be given away free to the public if anybody wanted a pumpkin. And then we'll also have apples will be available to be given away to the kids.
Jordan is expecting up to 500 people for the event since the campsites are full. General Motors plans to cash in as the world switches from combustion engines to battery power, promising to double its annual revenue by 2030. To get there, it plans an array of new electric vehicles, profitable gas-powered cars and trucks, such as an electronic driving system that can handle most tasks on the road. In announcements Wednesday, out of a 2-day investor event in suburban Detroit, the company also pledged to unseat Tesla and become the electric vehicle market share leader in the U.S., although no time frame was given. GM teased new electric vehicles, including that will cost around $30,000, as well as electric trucks from Chevy and GMC. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Cloudy today with areas of showers and thunderstorms. High of 75. Chance of showers and storms tonight. High of 72 degrees on Friday. Mainly cloudy, areas of showers and storms. More showers and storms possible Friday night, low near 60. Chance of rain on Saturday. Cloudy with a few sunny breaks. High near 76. Chance of rain Saturday night, low near 61. High of 79 on Sunday with occasional sun. On Columbus Day, shine and a high near 80 degrees. I'm Laura Lockwood with the WSGW. Right now, 62.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And a good morning. Welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. Today, we focus on the Home Builders Association of Saginaw, who collaboratively with the Midland Home Builders Association is having a parade of homes the last weekend coming up. We're going to talk about that this morning with the executive officer of the Home Builders Association of Saginaw. We say good morning to Michelle Rivette. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How many years has there been a parade of homes?
Oh, my. Probably 60, 65 years.
I was going to say it had to be a long time.
Yeah.
And this year, you have the parade of homes going on the 9th and 10th, the final weekend. But you've also collaborated with Midland, haven't you?
We have. This is our third parade that we've collaborated with Midland. So we're very excited about that. We've had great turnouts, great success. So looking forward to potentially carrying on with that tradition.
How many homes from the HBA of Saginaw and how many from Midland?
Oh, we have about half and half, maybe a little bit more in Midland. However, most of them are members of both Saginaw and Midland HBAs. So, we kind of share a lot of similar builders in our association. So we have several in the Midland area, some in Bay, 3 homes in Bay this year, and then several in Saginaw.
So how many of those homes are open for physical tours and how many are on virtual tours, or are there both?
We have both. So we have 19 homes total, virtual and in person, with 15 in-person tours this year. So the homes are for sale. We have custom homes. We have model homes. So it's a variety.
All of these homes are new then?
They are new, yes. Yep.
So I have to ask, we've all, been following the news over the past year about the cost of lumber and the price of building a home. Have your builders seen any leveling in that cost or even something resembling back to some normalcy?
Lumber went down just slightly, but now it's kind of inching a little bit back up. However, we don't foresee it getting to where when we were shut down for COVID and some of those issues that we had after that, going back up that high again. So that's good news. The negative right now is mostly supplies. There's windows and doors and 12 weeks plus trying to get some of those supplies. So that's been a challenge.
Which points out the wisdom of buying a spec home or a home that's already built. Because if you want to build your own home, it's going to take a lot longer, isn't it?
It is, but it really depends as well. So I guess it depends on the location that you want to be in. Custom is always great. You can pick your location, and the spec homes that we have showcased are beautiful, just the same. So you just have to tour some homes, see what you like, and either go custom or go spec.
Are these homes offering a variety of total square footage, a variety of pricing, things of that nature?
Yes. So there's anywhere between, like I said, condos or model homes. all the way to the spec to the custom builds. It's going to vary on your square footage. It's going to vary depending on all of the different unique features that you want in your home, and supplies. So,
all right, one other question on this, and then we'll get to some of the specifics about the homes. Have you seen, because of the pandemic and because of the loss of business and the ability to build at one time, have you seen a loss of builders, or are we still in pretty good shape with contractors?
we're in very good shape with our builders. They are so busy, and what traditionally we used to take, 6 months to build a home, they're up to 9 to 10 months, maybe a little more too. So all the builders are busy, all the suppliers are busy. The only challenge workers. So I think that
yeah,
that's a major thing right now, and we could build so many more homes if we had employees to help.
and then if you get the supplies to be able to build them. So yeah, you got
There
to
we
double.
go, yep.
All right, hang on. We'll take a break, come back. We'll talk about some of these homes on the Parade of Homes, which you can see this weekend. We'll tell you more about it. When we return, let me see if I can give away some money right now. It's time to play the WSGW Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hiss & Company in downtown Bay City. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize by entering the following word online at WSGW.com. The word this hour is rose, R-O-S-E. If you have a green thumb, you can grow a beautiful rose. Enter the word on WSGW.com. It's an Alpha Media company-wide contest. Must be 18 or older to play. Winner chosen each day. Complete rules at WSGW.com. It's the Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hiss & Company on WSGW. We'll be back right after these notes.
Save today on your next project with 11% off everything now at Menards. Kidda Home Safety products keep your family protected from emergencies. Ensure that you have adequate coverage for all areas of your home with home safety solutions to help protect you and your family. Get 11% off all Kidda Home Safety products. Good through Saturday, October 9th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Get huge savings with fuel rewards every time you fill up at one of your 26 area Forward Shell convenience stores. Get at least 5 cents off a gallon every single fill up and earn even more when you make purchases in store. You can regularly save 10, 20, even 30 cents off a gallon, which means less money goes into your tank and more stays into your wallet. Visit fuelrewards.com to sign up and start saving today. That's Fuel Rewards. Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pump, go Forward.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Choose the proven performance of the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, featuring high-yielding Extend Flow optional weed control of XtendiMax herbicide with Vapor Grip technology, elite genetics, triple herbicide tolerance, flexibility that delivers results, backed by 25 years of innovation. That's the Roundup Ready Extend crop system, the system of choice. XtendiMax is a restricted use pesticide. Always follow stewardship practices, all pesticide label directions, and check with your state pesticide regulatory agency for specific restrictions in your state.
They say if you listen hard enough, you can hear the corn grow. It's true. When you're out in the field, you understand its challenges and what it needs to thrive. Channel Seedsmen bring insights from the field to our team of Bayer plant breeders. Their knowledge inspires our product development. From your best ground to your most challenging products are designed to perform in your fields. Visit channellistens.com to see our latest innovations. Always read and follow IRM where applicable, grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
You're in the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you talking to Executive Officer of the HBA of Saginaw, Michelle Rivette. Michelle, the Parade of Homes, the 9th and the 10th, is there a hard copy publication available with maps so people can know where they're going, and where do you get them?
There is. You can come to either the Saginaw or Midland HBA offices. There's signage out on the roads with portable light-up signs. You can go to any one of those locations. They would also have hard copy magazines, but you can also view online at hba-parade.com. So we have a route, we have a map, we have all the tours, and we have a digital copy of our line as well.
All right, so let's talk about the Saginaw HBA homes. Where are some of them located?
We have several in Saginaw, down McCarty. We have a couple in Freeland, over by Freeland High School area. We have one in the Greens in Apple Mountain. And then in Bay County, we have a couple in Monitor Township. We have, you didn't ask for Midland, but in Midland,
yeah, go
we
ahead.
have several in the Midland area as well. Stark Road, Elderberry Court, Hidden Meadows Drive, a couple of them there. So several. We also have one in Sheboygan showcase on Burt Lake. It's beautiful. So not only can you view the in-person, but we have several that are virtual only as well.
Typically, if you go to these, are builders present or the representatives so you could actually talk to them about the future?
Most of the builders are present, or they have a great employee or representative, maybe even a real estate agent there as well. So all of them are very knowledgeable about the homes that they are representing.
And I know that the Parade of Homes, for me anyway, it's always been an idea factory. You go from home to home and you see all these wonderful ideas.
It is, and the new technologies too. I mean, the heating and air and insulation and all of the supplies that go into a home as well are showcased too, and you can ask any of the builders about them as well. And when you look in the Parade of Homes magazine, we have advertising from a lot of the folks that are in the homes. See it, of course, you're seeing the beautiful home, but there's so many opportunities in so many different trades that work inside the homes that you have to ask questions about that as well.
If you go online to get the addresses and then you visit these homes, can you pick up a copy of the flyer at the homes, the magazine?
Yeah, so each home does have a copy of the magazine. So really our biggest question people call us on are there tickets available? We don't really have tickets. We have sponsors that allow us to, we don't need to sell tickets. So our sponsors really help with that opportunity. So people can just walk right into any of the homes that are listed, grab a magazine at any of those homes and ask the builders at those homes any questions that they might have.
Are we doing the little blue booties this year?
We are. So we have a couple of safety precautions we want to do. The blue booties are one, you don't want to walk on a new carpet or flooring with bare feet or shoes. So we do the blue booties. Of course, if you want a mask, most of the homes have masks available. Bring your own if you want, hand sanitizers there. So we're taking the precautions that we need to take to make sure everybody's safe and protection of the home itself. And a lot of these homes have homeowners. So we want to those that are opening their homes up for our attendees.
So the last major question, of course, is what time are these homes open, when, and all of that?
So this weekend is our last weekend. They are open from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. So come on out. You can, like I said, view all the homes on hba-parade.com. And thanks to our sponsors, Lawrence Smith Window and Door and Horizon Bank, attendance is free.
Ah, yeah, what a wonderful word. And again, an opportunity to talk to those in the industry. So it's a big win-win for everybody.
Yes, and you know, all of our builders, they're small business. You know, they own their business and they're proud of what they do. So really want to go out and support them.
And what's the website if we want to find out more information about the HBA?
For the Parade of Homes, it's hba-parade.com, and we have links to HBA of Midland and HBA of Saginaw webs. Can grab either one of those websites on the Parade, hba-parade.com website.
Well, Michelle, thanks for spending a little bit of time with us, and good luck with the closing weekend of the Parade of Homes.
Thank you. We're excited.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Michelle Rivette, she is the executive officer of the HBA of Saginaw, the Parade of Homes, this weekend from 1 to 5 p.m., 9th and 10th of October. Take our last break and come back and close out and move on to the farm show.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
I'm attorney Jerry Reif, and I have practiced law in mid-Michigan for over 3 decades. Many of you have attended my monthly workshops where you have learned about estate planning, asset protection planning, avoiding nursing home costs, and how to save the family farm. Would you like to understand more about these topics? I'm offering 3 free e-booklets about estate planning, farm succession planning, and Medicaid planning.
To get your free e-booklet, go to jerryreiflawyer.com to download any or all of the e-booklets or call 989-790-1461 to request a copy.
My e-booklet, Understanding Medicaid, describes Medicaid, Medicare, and the difference between them. If estate planning is confusing to you, then get my e-booklet, Estate Planning Basics, and you'll find that it is a helpful guide. If you have a farming operation and want to save it for future generations, then get my e-booklet, Estate Planning for Farmers.
If you want any of these free e-booklets, go to jerryreiflawyer.com or call 989-790-1461 to request your free copy.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. Whoa! And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Whew. For advice on solutions like XPS 13 laptops powered by Intel Evo platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL.
Still looking for that one special voice that love. With podcasts, the one is out there and free on Spotify. With over 2 million shows and today's most talked about podcasts, Spotify is the best place to find that one special show that makes you laugh, keeps you interested, and keeps you listening for more. Whatever you're into, get way more into it with a podcast. Find the one you've been listening for right now, free on Spotify.
For over 40 years, Region 7 Area Agency on Aging has focused on helping our citizens and providing them with a wide range of free services. From helping you find the right drug plan to helping your loved ones get innovative care at home with access to in-home medical care, medical transportation, and so much more. Call the Region 7 Area Agency on Aging today at 800-858-1637 at region7aaa.org.
That'll do it. We'll be back tomorrow with more on Focus. Hope you have a great day. Stick around now for the Farm Show with Farm Director Terry Henney. That will be along right after these notes.
Spectrum Business knows small